Hi everyone. It's been a while again. To be honest, it's takes me all day just to look after my body during that radiation time, but I just wanted to share with you that today was my last radiation. So I've had 15 doses of radiation and I can say that's done. I didn't really enjoy it. I found it quite challenging, but it was manageable and it's done. At the moment, I've got some rash where the radiation is. They're lovely at the radiation clinic. They give you sorbeline and they give you Mousse. This is my favourite. That's the one that I liked the most. And whenever you run out, you just go and they give you some more. And this is Mousse with lignocaine in it, which that's the one that I'm using at the moment because the rash is making me very, very itchy. It actually reminds me of once when the skin specialist gave me some Effidex cream, and I had to have it for 6 weeks, and by about week 4 I was over it. Well, that's a little bit what this is like. That's how it feels. There's some sharp pain as well, like stabbing stitches, I would call them, that are not very nice, but at least you know that the radiation is working, because the nurses asked me, so are you having any pain? And I said, oh yes, funny you should say that, thought it was the cancer. And they said no, that's what radiation does, it's actually the radiation killing the cells. So that was really good. I don't mind those stabbing little wake up calls at the moment. But the thing that has given me the most relief, and I just wanted you to know this because they didn't tell me this, they give you all those wonderful things at radiation, but see this lovely plant here? You can see that mine is having a fairly severe haircut, especially on this side. This has been the thing that's given me the most relief. I actually would like to not use the cream. I put this aloe vera plant on. I break a little bit off in here. I just break a piece off, open it up, and then put it straight on to wherever the burn is. I've always used aloe vera plant on sunburn, and so that's why I felt I needed to put it on the rash where the skin was getting red. All the skin's quite red like sunburn, but now there is a rash like the Effidex cream rash. Some of the little points are actually broken. They're little within the rash. There's little dots that look like there's blood. But the aloe vera really soothes it. And I put the aloe vera on. I think, oh, so lovely. It gives me instant relief. I told the nurses about that and they said some people keep their aloe vera in the fridge, or they even keep their cream in the fridge, because the cold helps that soothing, because it does feel like a deep burn for me. It's not unbearable or anything. It's a little bit uncomfortable. The other thing that I wanted to share with you, because it's a product sharing, or things that I've found to help me, so that was for the radiation, it was the aloe vera. The rest of them, they'll tell you about all those things. And at the moment, I'm doing the cream 4 to 5 times a day. Last night in the middle of the night, I used aloe vera twice, and then I put the lignocaine cream on. The other thing that's really driving me crazy is dry mouth with the new chemo that I'm on. I didn't have this before with the terrible chemo. I'm finding it really exhausting because I don't really want to eat anything now. I go to the supermarket and actually feel a little bit sick on the tummy in there just looking at all the food, and I look at the food and go, oh, real food. Oh, it's terrible. It's really awful. It's horrible. I hate it. So for the dry mouth, I needed to help my mouth through the week of radiation, because I had chemo and radiation in the 1 week. That was last week. I wouldn't recommend it. If your oncologist could let you not have the chemo the week you're having your radiation, go for it. Mine looked up whether it could be done, and he said you can have radiation You can have chemotherapy with the radiation, this type of chemotherapy that I'm having. The difference between can and should be thought about. You can, but I probably shouldn't have. I was so sick. It was really challenging, and I'm really glad it's over. I'm getting on top of it now, but I would, if you could possibly get away with not having a chemo for 1 week, or setting your chemo off 1 week just till you recover from, or actually the process of having the radiation, because you go every day. And for breast cancer, you have to, if it's on your left side, you have to do this breathing. Well, the mouth was so hard to breathe with because my dry mouth, it's quite terrible. So I've been using, this is my favorite. This is a little spray. The spray isn't very good. It seems to spray out. So you've got to put it right in your mouth to spray, and just go spray, 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 and get some in your mouth somehow, and then just use your tongue to get it around your mouth. That will relieve it. You can also buy the gel, which is the same brand of that. I don't like the gel so much. I don't like putting it on my finger and shoving it in, but I do use it because I've got both of them. No, sorry, I'm going to have a nosebleed. Nope, I'm right. That's the other thing. My nose keeps bleeding because of this chemo that I'm on. And a friend of mine gave me some of this beautiful stuff. This is to protect your teeth, because when you've got a dry mouth, it makes a very acidic environment. So tooth mousse protects your teeth. And so I put the tooth mousse on my teeth. I actually put some on my toothbrush head and just wipe it around on my teeth. Looks ridiculous, but if it saves my teeth getting holes, because the last thing I feel like is having to have fillings, I'm all up for it. The best time to put this on, I talked to my dentist. He said to use this at night time. Put it on before I go to bed, because I was also using for my mouth, for the ulcers, so that I don't get ulcers. I've been using bicarb soda and water, 1/4 of a teaspoon in a cup of water. And he said that the tooth mousse and the bicarb actually cancel each other out. So I use the bicarb in the morning, and during the day, if I've got a little ulcer at the moment it's not sore, doesn't hurt. I just keep biting it accidentally when I'm chewing because it's a little bit swollen, I would say. So at the moment, I'm just using the bicarb during the day as well, just a mouth rinse. You can just rinse your mouth with water as well. Drinking water really helps, but what I find is if you drink enough water to relieve your mouth, it's actually gives you a bellyache. So it's better to create an environment by putting it in your mouth and then spitting it out. But when you're out and about, you can't really be spitting out all the time. It's not very socially acceptable. So that's where this little fella comes in really handy. I took that to radiation with me, and the therapist would say, you're right to go. And I just have a little spray when I took my beanie and my gown off or whatever, and all good. The other product that I have bought, which is helping me, I actually like them, and this is pretty funny, but the old Mousse shoes from the 90s that I threw out because I hated them because they took all the skin off my feet, these things have been really giving me some relief for my neuropathy in the balls of my feet and in my toes. So I wear them with socks, and it's just nice that they poke, because for some reason it just helps me get some sensation in my feet. I feel like I want to rub my feet all the time, so that's what these are doing for me just by walking around. So they're pretty new. I had to buy them online at Chemist Warehouse, I think, online, but they are not worn out. They're looking pretty clean and pretty new. I only wear them around the house with my bed socks on. So I started off with double socks. Now I'm down to single socks. One day, who knows, I might be able to wear them with bare feet. I doubt it. Anyway, that's all I really have to share today. Just letting you know that now I don't have to have any more radiation. So chemotherapy for another 6 months, getting some hair, it's happening, and feeling pretty pleased that the radiation's over. If anybody wants to talk about radiation or chemo, just message me. I'm more than willing to have a chat. I don't know the answers. I don't think any of us know the answers, but if we can just share what we are experiencing, it might just help one person with one symptom. And that's a huge relief when you're that one person and you've got that one symptom. Anyway, have a great rest of the evening. I'm going to go and have a look at the sunset. Bye, everyone.